Welcome back to the Pretty Little Podcast. We're your hosts.
My name is Phoebe.
And my name is Caroline. And today we are recapping season 7, episode 15 of Pretty Little Liars, called
In the Eye Abides the Heart.
Okay, like kind of a mouthful.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, I'm like, we've been having kind of like short and sweet vibe kind of titles. And
now
they're like,
okay, here comes Shakespeare.
Oh, literally.
Okay,
I'm
here
like,
comes
oh my
Wordsworth.
God. I didn't know we had to do this in iambic pentameter. Okay, and just so you guys know, I know it's not an iambic pentameter. So I don't need you guys coming on.
Caroline
Fake
cannot
English
have-
major alert.
Can't have some people thinking that she would get that wrong.
I can't. You're right. Exactly. You
They'll
nailed
take
it.
her degree away.
Hey, you actually nailed it. You nailed it. I'm trying to decide. Well, guys, okay. So next week, I just want to put a few little teasers for announcements in this beginning part of the app, because I never remember to do it at this part, and I don't know if everybody hears it at the end. So, few things.
Which, by the way, guys, you should be.
Which, by the way, I don't know why exactly you wouldn't hear it if I put it at
That's
the
kind
end.
of like time theft.
I agree, Phoebe. It's like, are you stealing from
So
work?
you guys are on the clock.
You guys are on the clock. Hello, you're road warriors. You don't just get to snooze at the wheel. You get to fall asleep at the freaking wheel.
Jesus.
Oh my God. All right.
I'm
Anyway.
gonna have to talk to HR about this.
Yeah, no, for sure. So a few little fun updates, guys. We're approaching September, which means we are approaching one of the main Pretty Little Liars holidays, if not the main Pretty Little Liars holiday, and that is Labor Day. And we have some exciting things that we are going to be doing on that day, including a special episode. I'm not going to tell you more about what that is, but yes, you heard me correctly. You're going to be getting more than your usual slate of episodes that week, okay? So Monday, Labor Day, tune in for an ep. Special, fun, especially if you've been here from the very beginning. Wink, wink. We're also going to be dropping our Halloween merch on Labor Day. Guys, I'm really excited about this merch collection.
Yeah, it's super cute.
I think it's really, really cute. It has a little nod to the Ghost Tour community, which, speaking of, if you're not on the Patreon, we did talk about my Ghost Tour schedule and dates, and I am going to be posting that as well with the Halloween merch. So it sort of just goes hands in hand. That's perfect. The other thing I want to say is once we hit 17 episodes in season 7, our schedule is going to change a little bit because we want to squeeze every possible drop of this 15th anniversary Pretty Little Liars fall. Like, we want to get every last bit of it. So what we've decided to do is alternate every other week at that point. On Thursdays, Tuesdays will stay as they are, but on Thursdays, one week you'll get a recap, and the next week you'll get a punch bowl based on the topics you guys sent us in and said you wanted to hear us revisit. So we got a ton of submissions. We have truly so much to sift through and discuss and world build, so much lore to drop. So we're going to be kind of spacing out those episodes by revisiting old plot lines, doing things like that. And then once we finish the series, we are going to have some extra episodes that come in. And when I say extra, I mean extra freaking special before we wrap everything up. So we've got a jam-packed fall. We have other fun things that I'm just not quite ready to tell you about yet, but there's a lot that's coming. Phoebe, am I forgetting anything that we would want to like kind of prime and prep them for just right now?
No, I think that sounds like everything for now.
Like everything for now. Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy, as who says in this episode? Someone said it to Emily, keeps them from being greedy or something. I think it was like a Moe's Alley moment. Who freaking knows? Who freaking knows? Maybe I'm making it up. But anyway, hopefully that's enough to whet your freaking appetite. Okay, we've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up, but I just want to let you know that that is kind of the cadence we'll be going into once we hit episode 17. So you can start prepping yourself for that. But you're not going to want to miss the Punch Bowl episodes. It's not going to be like a lame-o
They're
week.
going to be like extra episodes of the show.
Yeah, it'll probably be like, it might even be more fun than whatever this is we're about to do here.
Listen, if you guys just need to like dip your toe in the water to understand how enjoyable this will be for you, just go ahead and spend the $5 for the Memily episode and you'll be sold.
Yeah, if you're not sure, like, do I care about these Punch Bowl episodes? We have an entire Patreon Punch Bowl episode about the sordid past of Melissa Hastings and Emily Fields. And if you're like, what are you talking about? Then you didn't get the memo and you need to go make $5 quick. You need to go find $5 as fast as you can and give it to us so we can let you in on that lore. Oh my God. It's called reading between the freaking lines. Anywho. So yeah, I just want to put that there. And one last thing, can you guys please go give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts? It really helps us out. It really helps us out. It really helps us out. All right. I think that's it.
You got the recap.
Oh, great. More of me. Everyone's favorite. Okay, so it's actually a really quick recap today. If you'll remember last episode, Aria met up with Sydney Wayayata Driscoll, or whatever her name is. And she basically has learned that Sydney, yes, is part of the A team, but there is a head honcho that Sydney's reporting to. And Aria is low-key willing to throw all her friends under the bus, leave them all out to dry to get her, what?
Aria, just Aria this whole episode.
Oh, Phoebe made this crazy face. I was like, she just got a text and she cannot wait to tell me what it says. And it was just about what I'm saying, which is crazy enough for that reaction. But anyway, Aria's willing to leave her friends out to dry so that she can get out of this damn game. And it's like, girl, we're 7 seasons in. If you were going to do this, it needed to be season 1. Hannah visits PT Cruiser because she and Spencer are out looking for Mary Drake, and she just stumbles upon him, Pastor Ted. And it turns out that he is housing Mary Drake secretly, lies to Hannah's freaking face about it, and then goes and finds Hannah
illegal.
Later. That's actually illegal. And in the eyes of God, frowned upon, I would say. That's illegal in church and state. Thanks. But so he finds Hannah later and he says, oh, sorry. I was hiding a fugitive because I found out, well, she's my baby mama. We have a kid together. That kid's name is Charlotte and she's a dead woman. So we end up finding this photo of Pastor Ted working at this like youth camp for boys. Charles is in the photo, and so is one Lucas Gottesman, whose house, yeah, you guessed it, Hannah Marin is currently sleeping in. I would be shaking in my freaking boots. The game skips Aria's turn. It goes back to Hannah. It was already at Hannah, so the girls are kind of like at each other's throats, and everyone's a little bit like scratching their head about Aria, and Phoebe and I are like, finally. Spencer and Floozy are getting hot and heavy, but he does seem to be getting a bit suspicious. Nicole, Ezra's former flame, has shown up at the loft. No, it is not a ghost. It's giving. She shows up at the loft a la Gladys in weapons. Like that is the same
almost.
impact when Aria like has the jump scare moment. Anyway, she's there. To quote our favorite movie, Freaky Friday, she doesn't really know which way's up. She's just sort of bumbling around, and Ezra is still bopping around, and Ezra is still indebted to her. And finally, and last but for sure not least, Allison's having Emily's freaking baby. Okay, Mike.
I love the way they talk about it in this episode, like coming up the way that it just like as soon as they confirm that it's Emily's and Allie's DNA in there, the way they are. Emily's the only person that acknowledges that like a man did have to play some sort of role in this, because everybody else is like,
everyone's like,
having your baby.
Beside the point.
Allison's having your baby. Like they're talking about it like Emily impregnated Allie.
They're talking about it like Allie is a surrogate for like Emily's baby. You know, it's which I guess, I don't know. So we begin. We've got Allison and Emily at the dealer in dungeon, and we got baby fever. We were talking about what the heck are we going to do with this baby.
I wouldn't describe how they feel as baby fever. But
you're right, sorry. Hannah Marin has baby fever in this episode, which seems ill-timed, I have to say.
And I think Hannah, guys, I think Hannah thinks that she's maybe the only person in the United States of America whose mom took pictures of her as a kid.
Yes, for sure.
But I'm glad that you clocked that line was weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, Allie asks Emily, she's like, okay, what do you want me to do? It's like, whoa.
I know. Emily's like, well, it's not really up to me. I mean, if I'm Allie, I'm like, you're right. You're right, it's up to me.
I feel the same way. Like, I know throughout this whole episode, people are trying to make Emily feel better, and I understand why this is hard for Emily, too. But it's not harder for Emily than it is for Allie.
No.
And there's this idea that it's equally their decision.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, no, it's not. Emily isn't carrying a baby.
I know. And of course, like there's this extra complicated layer being that, you know, all of Emily's eggs were stolen. And so it's like, I'm sure in this moment, Emily believes like this is her last opportunity. But it might not be. And also like, it's so interesting to see this conflict or conversation between two women, because it's like they both typically it's like the woman is the one who gets to decide because she's the one who's carrying the baby. And so now it's like, although Emily probably feels that same, like, well, it's my egg, it's my baby, it is Allison's body. And like
Yeah.
she has to agree to basically go to war every day for 9 months to deliver a baby that absolutely was conceived out of trauma. And like she asks Emily how Emily feels, and Emily says she feels angry and violated, which is absolutely fair. And I would feel the exact same way. If Emily's feeling that way, I cannot imagine how Allie is feeling.
Right.
She underwent an incredibly invasive procedure,
And the fact that she even
unbeknownst to
remembers
her,
it.
and the fact that, yeah, thank you for reminding me, Emily, or everybody, there is a man involved here, and I don't know who the fuck it is. So not only am I like, what the fuck is, like, it's a moment of what is inside me, you know? Am I growing the actual Antichrist? Like, I
Emily
don't know.
goes into like immediate like Maury. She's like, okay, well, I want to test. Okay, well, let's prove it.
She's like, you know what? Before I'm shelling out all this cash and advice and maternal instincts on you, and like before I'm doting on you like this, Allie, is it even my freaking kid? she's like, get a blood test, get a freaking maternity test. Call me from the father. She walks out. She's literally like.
So then we go to this alley. Aria is. I'm like, Aria, did A send you here, or did you like now that you're on the A team? This is what you envisioned being. A looked like, so you had to find like the most weird little place for you to go hide to really immerse yourself in the world with not being part of the A team.
She must be method. Are we fully saying that she's part of the A team now?
I don't think Aria would say that, but I think AD would say that.
Wow. What do you think the girls would say?
And they'd say I think Hannah would say traitor.
I think we'd be saying traitor.
I think Spencer would be like Aria, and I think Emily would be like.
Emily would be like, oh my God, I can't be stressed like this. I'm expecting. Emily walks out. She's like, I can't have this sort of stress on me right now.
So Aria is behind a dumpster, and then she gets a phone call, and the call answers, and it's a deep fake of Aria.
Okay. And this is a pre-AI world, you guys. This is pre-deep
This
fakes.
is like right around the time I feel like we started hearing about deep fakes.
It's a reminder of truly how good and
far we've
sophisticated AI has gotten, because this is jarring. This is horrifying. And I can't believe we don't even get one line of Aria saying like, okay, that's not what I look like. I can't believe we don't get one line of Aria like,
Aria knows it so
okay,
clear.
kind of an unflattering mask. Like, what? Like, she's like, I don't know who you are. Who are you? And the person's like, I'm you. She's like, you look nothing like me. Did your stomach just growl crazy?
No, that was my mouth, and I'm glad you acknowledged it.
Well, I heard it super loud. I was like, whoa.
Great.
It's okay.
So Aria, this is what kills me. It's like Aria has essentially bought into this enough to be answering readily these phone calls.
Yeah.
And then she opens it and she's like, I will not hurt my friends.
As she's like
AG
actively hurting her friends.
AG goes, well, actually, you'll do as I say.
Yeah, and actually, yeah, we are gonna hurt your friends. that's like my whole thing. So A says, look, what I want is the end of the game, and I want to get there together. And if we don't, just so you know, Ezra's a document away from going to prison, and I will hurt your friends. So your choice. So it is like, I mean, Aria is now in a position with her back up against the wall, but let's be clear about who put her there. And it wasn't A, it was Aria.
Name was Aria.
Yeah. So all the girls go to the brew. Emily's kind of filling them in on the clinic. They went to get the blood test this morning. Aria holds up the photo of Charles Lucas and PT Cruiser, and she's like, what does this mean?
Emily is fully explaining what this morning at the clinic was like, and Aria is not listening to a word. She is just looking at this picture, interrupts Emily and goes, okay, so what do we think this means?
Yeah. She's like, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, what is the meaning of this? And holds up the picture. And Hannah, again, like, this is so Hannah. She's like, don't keep Lucas's name out of your fucking dirty mouth, Aria.
Yeah, literally.
She's like, Lucas has nothing to do with this. I know it. And they're like, so anyway, they just completely like disregard that idea from Hannah. They think that Lucas potentially stayed in touch with Charles, and what if he bugged the loft? And it is like, yeah, that's my first concern.
Aria's like, remember?
Yeah.
Remember? Her
Holds
arm
up
looks
her arm.
completely fine. Her arm
Do not forget.
Suddenly
Do
there's
not
gauze
forget.
back around it.
Do
there
not
hasn't
forget
been
the
gauze
fire
on it for like months, and now she's realized that
Yeah,
she can
she's
bring
like,
it back up again.
She's like, ow, ow, ow. Sorry. Whoo, phantom burn. Oh God. She's like, it's sort of like Harry Potter, like when Voldemort's near and a scar hurts. That's what's happening to me right now, just talking about Lucas bugging that place. I knew it. You remember the fire? The Great Fire? Yeah.
The Great Fire.
The great my incident, my accident.
And so Emily wants Hannah to go look for like a trail in the apartment because like if they did stay in touch or if he knew anything, there might be stuff laying around about that gives clues to their connections. Spencer is also in her own world, and that's why we know Sparia works, because she's like, I can't believe Mary was there 15 feet away the whole time and she couldn't even come out and say hello.
Yeah, literally. Everyone is just completely in their own world right here. Like, everyone is sitting with their head in their hands like, I can't believe this is happening to me and me alone. I can't believe this is happening on an individual level to me. Like, it's so, except for Hannah. Hannah's like, okay, so what am I supposed to do for you guys?
And then Aria's phone starts to buzz and she like looks at the girls like, okay, get out of here.
So, time for you guys to go. She goes, wait, sorry. I just had the most like deplorable thought, but like I have to go there now. Aria goes, oh my God. Hannah, did you just fart? She goes, okay, maybe let's all get out of here. Oh my God. This is gonna take me out. You guys go. I'm just gonna go upstairs. And that's how she gets everyone to leave so fast. And Hannah's like, what the fuck? And Hannah just like goes with it. She's like, okay, like what the fuck?
In Hannah's brain, she's like, everybody's always said that Allie was this monster, but it was always Aria.
It was
Aria
always
made
Aria.
me feel worse. About
Hannah's
myself.
just like, I'm not gonna clock this right now, but trust, we'll revisit. Like, and that's what happened, you guys.
So Aria missed the FaceTime from
That is so Aria. Like, you know,
this thing that just didn't happen.
yeah, this thing I just made up. No, but I'm like, she is the friend that like if someone did something embarrassing, like if someone farted or she's like, oh my God, Phoebe. Phoebe just farted. Oh my God. And she says it like in front of your crush.
She immediately tweets it.
Yeah, she says it in front of she goes live. She's like, oh my God, guys, it's still going. Can you hear it?
Wait, oh my God, I was watching this TikTok came up on my For You page of like a walkthrough of like a Madame Tussauds, like I don't know, it wasn't really related to anything that I've been looking at, but it came up anyway. So it's these girls walking through this museum, and the girl's filming, and you hear her go to her friend. She goes, "Should I like go on Facebook Live right now?"
And her friend's like,
yes. Her friend goes, no. And the girl goes, no. It's just like, I mean, I know no one would watch. It's just like, it'll save there. And it's like, okay, nice covering up your trail.
Of going on Facebook Live just to save
in a Madame Tussauds.
That's yeah. It's giving when like your phone's out of storage and you have to take all your pictures on Snapchat. Or something. Like Snapchat caught on, so now you take them all on Facebook Live and you have to post them.
Anyway, so that's Aria.
That might become the safest place for Gen Z people to do that, you know?
That's probably true.
It's going to become the most private cloud.
It's just going to be like your aunt who you've like never met and your grandfather watching.
She comments like, beautiful sweetie, and like that's like all it is. And it's like your most embarrassing shit. Anyway.
So we go to Rosewood PD, and Spencer is dropping off some gluten-free cupcakes free of everything. I'm like, oh,
gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, fat-free, not interested.
Spencer, if we're dating and you're showing up to my place of work with a beautiful box of pastries,
they better have sugar in them.
Of everything.
Yeah, no, they better have sugar in them and dairy and fat and gluten. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Otherwise, get lost.
This reminds me of which it's so funny because I come out of my bedroom one morning and he's out there baking. And I was like, oh my God, what are you baking? And he's like, oh, muffins. Would you like one? And I was like, yeah, I love muffins. And he goes, okay. And I was like, what flavor are they? And he goes, just like muffin.
Okay, wait, can I say something that's going to make Caroline want to die?
What?
That's kind of like my ideal.
No, Phoebe, I promise this isn't. Because he goes, it's just like flavored like muffin, like protein. And I was like, so these were rock hard, Phoebe. These were like biscuit, like hard biscuit consistency, just like in a muffin tin, like in the shape. They weren't like moist, sweet muffins. They were like rock hard, dry, muffin flavored muffins with just like, I guess, unflavored protein powder or something. And I was like, you know what, Connor? Never bake for me again. Thank you. No, I don't want this fucking muffin.
That's crazy.
Sweet, man. Anyway.
So that's what Spencer's delivering to.
Yeah,
Floozy.
she's just the protein muffin, flavored muffins. So she's trying, Floozy's trying to reach Toby, who is currently with Caleb at the cabin. And Spencer is just trying to get info. She goes, so I understand you found a finger.
Spencer, we need to start playing a little cool.
Yeah. No, she doesn't. She unfortunately
How do you know
is
about the
unable
finger?
to.
Spencer?
I know. And she's like, so, like, what do you think happened? It's like, again, it's not like you're having pillow talk right now and he can
You're
like
in his place
give you
of
some
work.
tea. You're literally there. Yeah.
And you're close to this case.
But what we end up finding out is that he's getting kind of hot on their scent. A nurse told him that Mary, Drake, and Emily had visited Allie the night that Rollins went missing, and there was like an altercation between Mary and Rollins, and so they're looking for Mary Drake as a suspect. They think maybe Mary killed Dunhill, but they're also like, sorry, Spencer, like, you're connected to these people. He doesn't say this in so many terms at this point, but that is what is implied
Spencer's
here.
smart enough to hear it.
But like, and she is, and yet she doesn't just fucking drop it, you know?
And he asks her, like, did you know anything about Rollins? Did you know that, like, I was an officer? Did you know anything about, like, where this was going to be heading when we got our drink that one night, basically?
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. And it's also a moment where I feel like at this moment, he's trying to allow her to tell him what he already knows. Like, he's like, so, like, I don't know, do you think Mary Drake is involved? And she goes, well, I didn't know that he was dead when I asked you to look into Mary Drake. And he's like, that's right, you didn't. And it was almost like he was, like, kind of testing her to see if she would remember that, because she would only know he was dead if either she killed him or somebody had told her.
So we go to Ezra's loft. Aria's coming home, and Ezra is on the phone with Nicole's dad, and they want Ezra back.
Oh my God. I just can't with this. And he's like, all right, I'm going to go run some errands. And as he goes, she's like, all right, see ya. As soon as the door is shut and 5 Mississippi step past, she's like, wait. And she like runs after the door. Like, she's like she just missed him. And I'm like, girl, you fully had your chance.
Stupid. And then, but then it's also very like the chickpeas scene, because it's like as soon as Ezra leaves, she's like, oh, okay. Let me put on my black hoodie and get on the horn.
And she gets She gets a FaceTime from A, and A explains that rule number 1: never send me to voicemail. The voice of this A. yeah. And for those of you who can't see, which is everybody, Phoebe just did the neck cutting motion accompanied with a sound effect that the Aria deepfake does to Aria. This is so, I mean, I'm sorry, if I'm Aria, there's no way I can't tell my girls about this. This is so funny.
Not exactly. It's like not even because it's like it's putting them in jeopardy. It's more so like, okay, A's a fucking loser.
I'm like, screenshotting. Okay, I'm like, so guys,
we're so scared of this.
Yeah, I'm like, don't kill me, but what the fuck?
Hannah's like,
yeah, Hannah's like, yes, I'm scared of that.
It looks just like you.
And Aria's like, I don't see the resemblance, Hannah. That's so rude. Anyway, so they're talking. A is asking Aria what Hannah and Spencer were doing when they left town, when they ended up finding Pastor Ted.
And Aria just fucking, like, sorry for my yawn. She just completely tells, like, it only takes one follow-up question from A for Aria to say everything.
Yeah, Aria's like, well, they were looking for Mary Drake, and they didn't find her. And so she lies for a second, and then she's like, well, they did find the place that she hid for a few days, and then they also talked to Charlotte's father. So it's like, so actually they hit, like, a lot of bases.
Exactly. There. So we go to the teacher's lounge, and Emily is telling Paige loosely that, like, Allie's pregnant with Rollins' baby, which isn't true, but it's just enough to get Paige to understand why Allie's having such a hard time.
And Mose does, like, feel actually sorry for Allison. And
now it's because she's like, I got the girl. I got the girl, so, like, I won. And I had kind of forgotten that. I kind of forgot that they got together at the end of the last episode. I feel like Emily did, too.
I know. I feel like Emily was like, wait, that wasn't... Okay, but we weren't serious.
Paige grabs Emily's hand. She's like, oh, sorry. I have to go, actually.
Emily's like, ow!
That burns.
Yeah.
Ooh, your hands are so dry.
Your hands
cut me like
are
sandpaper.
Blistering hot and like shards of glass. Oh my God.
Why are they so sweaty?
How are they simultaneously so dry they're cutting my skin, but also so sweaty that it's like salt water in the wound? Anyway, Mo seems to understand why the girls are giving Allie so much attention and at this moment. And then Emily gets a call from Allison, and Allie says, "Congratulations, you're a mother."
It's almost like Allie's like now that she's pregnant, her pregnancy hormones could alert her to the fact that Emily was just talking to Pigskin. And so she's like in kind of a bad mood when she calls Emily.
Exactly.
And she's like, "Congratulations." Do it again.
Oh, you thought I did it well. Congratulations, you're a mother. She also, it's like, she's pissed because wouldn't you be just like hoping and praying it didn't come back that it was Emily so that you could just make your own choice?
Yes.
So I didn't have to like consider her at all.
Emily's secretly like, yes.
I know. Emily, like, even if Allie finds out it's not Emily's still
Emily's.
like, well, but I've been
Emily's.
here with you from the beginning. So I just feel like I lay claim to it.
Exactly. So we go to the barn and Spencer comes in and like I guess the bed looks weird and then the bed part isn't as weird to me. Obviously, like I wouldn't have clocked that.
It was not as obviously.
I would have immediately clocked the
wine glass.
The wine glass.
Yeah, except for Spencer is a little alky these days, so who knows? Maybe she just forgot.
And she's laying claim to Emily too later in the episode.
True. So then she sees there's a bottle of wine and the door is open.
Spencer's
and there's
like,
a note in it.
Man, I did not realize I finished that whole thing last night.
Yeah, she's like, yikes, let's hide that evidence. She's also like, oh, thank God, my preferred method of communication, message
with
in a
myself,
freaking
with my
bottle.
sober self. When I'm drunk at night.
This is a Severance episode where it's Innie and Outie Mark talking to each other. It's Spencer at night, drunk and sex crazed, and then Spencer in the morning with her detective cap on. They're communicating.
Unfortunately, guys, that's not what it is. It's a note from Mary Drake that says, "Need to talk.
Please."
Mary.
Okay, we'll see. So Hannah is at the loft. Again, she is so cavalier right now. Like, do you know how free I would be scouring the place for cameras, but she's looking for
that's
clues.
What makes Hannah is that like, she
doesn't believe you would hurt them. She sees the best.
Like,
yeah, 100%.
She in her heart, she's like, I know it's not Lucas, so I'm not worried.
Yeah. It's going to take more than this to convince her. But it is like, I'm sorry, and I know this will hurt you, Phoebe. I know this will hurt you personally, but his track record isn't amazing.
Okay, you push someone off a boat one time in high school, and suddenly everybody's like,
and suddenly
oh
that's
my
your
gosh,
whole
you're
thing.
a little weird.
Yeah. No, you nailed it with that. Anyway, so it's Hannah and Emily, and they're talking about the baby, and Emily tells Hannah they're gonna do whatever Allie wants to do, but I'm like, yeah, right, Emily.
Yeah. And I did like the line, and this is I think is a nice picture of their friendship, Emily and Hannah's, when Hannah's like, it's not Lucas. I know it's not Lucas. And Emily says, okay, then let's prove it. Like, you can believe that about Lucas right now, and I can make you think maybe I believe that too. But then we still need to look so that we can prove it's not him.
Right. She's not going to shut her down immediately like Spencer or Aria would, but she's also aware of what Spencer and Aria are going to ask and going to need to clear his name. So it's like, all right, I'll go here with you, but like you gotta meet me halfway with this.
And so
also sign of the times, Emily's wearing the epic leather leggings, like the Spanx leather leggings that were
why did we do that to ourselves?
Why do I still have pairs of them? And like I will still wear them.
And then
but not this way.
No. So they find another box of comics and they pull them out, and
I thought you were about to say a box of condoms, and I was like, okay. And Hannah goes, holy shit, Lucas has been getting busy. Oh my God, Lucas has had sex. She's like horrified.
So they find a Superman comic, and Hannah looks at the picture of baby Superman on it, and she goes, as though she's looking at a picture of herself as a baby. She goes, I was such a cute baby.
I know. I thought
like,
she was looking at a picture of herself.
Emily's
and
like,
I was like,
what?
wait, that doesn't make any sense.
And Hannah goes, what? My mom has pictures.
She's like,
yeah.
She's like, sorry, I don't know
pictures.
if your mom wasn't really like the sentimental type, so I don't know if you have any pictures. And you weren't really like going to stuff. Like I was going to like dance, like daddy daughter dances. Like I was getting dressed. I was going shopping all the time. Like, that's Hannah's vibe. Also, wait, what was I just gonna fucking say about the baby picture?
Well, she says that she's seeing Caleb's too.
Oh yeah,
and she's like, I think we can make something really cute. And Emily goes, It's not lasagna, Han.
She's like, I know all about making a baby now, Hannah, and you're not acting like you know that. She's like, you're not acting with respect towards my situation, okay? I'm with child.
I'm a mother.
I'm a mommy. Mamacita.
Oh my God.
That's what I am.
Okay, another one that we can make is Hannah and Emily having this conversation.
Absolutely. Or Allie and Mose, okay? Allie and Mose having this combo.
And it's specifically the picture when Paige is like, that's also giving Gladys from Weapons over Allie.
Yeah, over her head.
That was
I'm
crazy.
a mommy. Totally.
So they find in the back that there's something in an envelope that doesn't look like all the other stuff. So they pull that out, and it's a homemade comic that was done by Lucas and Charles.
Crazy. So we move back to the police station. Detective Floozy is talking to Allie, and he explains that he believes that Archer Dunhill, whatever his other name is, Elliot Rollins, was killed the day he left the hospital / the day the girls complained about his mistreatment of Allie. And she's like, okay. And for a while here, like, I think she's doing a pretty good job of, like, keeping up a poker face and lying.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and I think that his code and his cards left town, but I don't think that he did. And she's like, well, why would they try to make you think he's alive if, like, that's the case? And he's like, well, that's...
She's like, why would they send you a finger if they're doing all this to make it seem like he's still alive? And he basically is like,
great
we
question.
think that maybe there are more people involved, and typically the more people that are involved with a murder, the quicker one person like wants to get out of this.
Yeah. And Allie also, like, this is where she sort of starts to break. She's like, what do you think? They're like 2 people. He's like, or 3 or 4. And he fully, like, it's just obvious that he's just waiting for one of them to crack. And then he offers her a cupcake. And she's like, I'm not fucking eating that.
These are from Spencer. I can tell.
I can smell that these are muffin protein flavored
I'm
muffins. Yeah. I'd be really careful what I put in my body. I'm not eating gluten
pickles
free.
and hard boiled eggs, and that's about it.
And that's about it. Thanks. Anywho, Emily is now showing Aria. Emily and Hannah are showing Aria the comic book, and they love it. They think it's the best story. They're like, we need to get the film rights to this immediately. And like, Ashley Benson and Shay Mitchell fucking hated filming this scene because they're like, and then the hero is a boy who gets picked on at school by his family and meets an alien in the woods and she becomes his protector. She's a freaking shapeshifter. It is awesome. It is rad. It's giving Big Brother when they have to when they're like, and we got to watch Bad Guys too. And they're talking about like what the plot of the movie is as a promo.
Except with Rachel, it was all legitimate excitement.
Yeah. She was like, my kids love Bad Guys too.
When she
my favorite part was this.
When she went into the backyard and saw the like wolf character, and she truly has a reaction like Beyonce is in the backyard.
Yeah,
she is like just freaking out. Anyway,
funny.
So basically, there are a lot of similarities between what they could kind of infer Lucas and Cece's relationship could have been like at camp, is like,
yes,
Lucas is friends with Charles, but also knows Charlotte, like how everything ends up going.
And also, sorry, in the comic book, the whole deal is that this alien, who we can imagine is Charlotte, gets payback and revenge for the boy, who is Lucas. So it's sort of like, oh, is this what has been happening? And does this mean that Lucas is AD?
In on it. And the craziest part of it is that one of the little pictures that they see looks like the like torture board from the dollhouse,
and it says like
the
psychological torture, so it's really
and none of
like
them
lining
really pointed
up.
that part out. Like, to me, I would like shriek.
I know, it just rested
like,
on it for like 1 second.
Another day in the life.
You could have missed it. But I think it's also crazy. They're not just suggesting that he's part of this. They're suggesting that he is like the ringleader, that this would mean that he is AD.
And then they say
Aria is invested.
Aria's like, oh,
well,
okay, well, is he the father?
Yeah, she's like, well, you don't know who the father of your kid is. You're okay. What the fuck? She is, well, you don't know who the father of Allie's kid is. And Hannah's like, no, Lucas is in love with me. Don't say that. Don't say that. I don't ever want to be with him, but I want the option. Thank you.
Hannah can't
Let me
stomach
have
the
this
fact
one
that actually the
fucking
whole
day.
time it was Allie.
He's been in love with Allie. And Emily goes, don't bring that up to Allison. She's like, she will.
Allie's gonna.
She can't handle that
out
kind
herself.
Yeah, she's like, don't say that.
So we go to the barn very quickly, and Spencer is writing a note to leave for Mary Drake. Then we go back to Aria's lair, the alley behind
alley
someplace.
I literally think the alley behind the brew.
That's what I thought, but the guy who walks, it like looks like a diner in there.
Maybe he's like working in the back.
But anyway, she's there, And she calls AD, and AD is like, "You're a good spy. Let's see how good of a thief you are." Because AD can't believe that Aria didn't swipe the comic right then and there.
Yeah, and frankly, don't tell Spencer Hastings about this. Spencer will be like, "Are you seriously, you botched it that bad right away? You're just wasting time." And Aria's like, "Are you Lucas or what?" And they say, "Would I tell you if I was?" And so
It's
now
a
she
good
has to
point.
go. Yeah, literally. Now they have to go. It's just like when they would respond to the text in the beginning, be like, "Who is this?"
AD goes like this. I just almost fell over. AD goes like this. And on AD's palm,
Holding up her, Phoebe's holding up her open palm, by the way.
and it says 214, but they don't elaborate on it. So Aria has to figure out what that means.
Exactly what that means.
Which I think I think it was 217, but that was like, remember when they had to find Jenna's motel room? And
No,
it was
it's 214. You're right.
Oh, that's got to be someone's birthday.
Well, 414 is someone's birthday.
Not what I said.
Okay, I agree.
Said
That's
214.
Well, it is Valentine's Day.
Cupid.
So
B-Day.
yeah. That's got to be someone's birthday. So Spencer is now hanging out with Emily. I can't tell if Emily is wasted or if she's asleep, because then we see her like another scene. I'm like, how are you getting from point A to point B? I saw Spencer like funneling wine down your mouth. You're like slurring your words, and now you're like showing up at Allie's house. I guess they're neighbors.
Yeah.
But still,
But it is like,
she doesn't seem drunk when she's talking to Allie.
I'm also like, Allie, imagine just put yourself in Allie's shoes for a second. You are pregnant using the fertilized eggs of your lifelong best friend, but didn't know that, unbeknownst to you. You are pregnant, so you can't drown your sorrows.
Right.
And then
She walks
the
in.
mother of the eggs inside of you walks
She has
in
red wine
blackout,
butthole mouth, and she reeks of red wine. Great.
and you're
great.
like, yeah, that's awesome.
I would
love
be-
that.
Oh my God. Yeah, that would be a problem for me. That would be a problem. I'm always like, pregnant women who let their husbands drink, you're better women than me. I don't even really like drinking that much. Like, I wouldn't even, that
But
would be the
it's
easiest
kind of
part
for
of being
Caroline-
pregnant for me.
for
But
Caroline,
like, you don't get to.
for Caroline, it's like the Lucas and Hannah thing. Hannah's like,
Yes.
I really have no interest in Lucas, but the
But if
second
you
someone
even
else is
think
interested,
about tasting a drop of alcohol, you're
No,
dead
no.
to me. You're dead freaking me. Yeah, exactly. And just so you all know, if I ever do decide to carry a child, Anthony will also be having a pregnancy stomach on every single day of his life. And
He's gonna
that's
be like
not
Terry
negotiable.
Schuster.
Yeah, like that's happening for sure.
You're gonna make him do that
called
cramp-
equal playing field.
the cramp simulator.
Phoebe, I would love to find that. I would love to find that. Anthony just tried to get me to go skydiving, by the way, for his birthday. He like really, really wanted to do it. And I was like, considering it. I first was like, hell no. And then I was like, I mean,
Then I was like, YOLO?
sometimes I have a moment where I'm like, well, like, I guess this is what the antidepressants are for. Like, I mean, yeah, like I could probably go up there and feel nothing. I saw this video the other day of this girl.
I could never. Ever in a million
No,
years.
I couldn't really. Like, in theory, I'm like, I could do it, but I would be a fucking
I
freak.
think I would literally go unconscious the second I left the plane.
I would be a freak. I also would be arrested upon hitting the ground, because whoever I'm flying with, because you can't just fly by yourself, they're now dead. Like, they're hurt. Like, something happened in the air, and no one really knows what, because I wrestled the camera out of his hand. I wrestled that GoPro out of his hand before he left the plane. And then no one sees anything. They just see red in the air, and they're like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, well, only one of us lived to tell the tale, never tell what happened. But like, I hulked out. Yes, I hulked out.
This
It's
episode
out-
is gonna get flagged by skydiving.
No,
companies.
they're
They're
gonna
gonna
be
be
like,
like, okay, never let her on.
Or we just booked the most epic brand sponsorship of all time. They're like, okay,
Okay,
Phoebe and
fine.
Caroline are going
If you guys will pay
skydiving
us
together.
$1 million,
Whoever comes out at the end gets to take the podcast.
If you guys will pay us $1 million, I will skydive.
Okay, that's like
Just
kind of fun.
skydiving companies in general.
Just skydiving
Let me
companies
know.
in general, if you're listening. But we did think about it for a second. But I just
could
like,
go completely limp. That
what
would be
if
an epic
something
video.
happened? Yeah. Okay.
Imagine
Here are the two scenes, you guys. Let me just lay this out for you. Okay, so Phoebe goes first, all right? And her person comes out, and like you expect to hear this big, like, you do. Before she leaves, she's like, no! Ah! You hear this like screaming. You're like, I didn't know she could make noise like that. You hear this like, oh my God, ruckus above. And then as soon as you see two bodies leave the plane, silence. There's complete and total silence. We hear nothing.
And 4 limbs
and we see
somehow just dangling.
It's as though a like dog, like a 4-legged creature, is being helicopter carried through the air.
Like when they have to move cows.
When they have
like
to,
when a cow is lost.
Exactly, Phoebe. Yes. When someone has
to,
and the person is just hanging, and the limbs are just dangling and floating around in the air every which way.
Like when a little kid who's too light to go on one of those zip lines that like takes you all around a building, so
like,
it ends up just flinging them
their limbs
around.
just go limp. Yeah, so that's the first one. And then everyone's like, okay, well, you know, Phoebe comes to on a bed of roses when she hits the ground and she doesn't remember any of it. And then they're like, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
Oh my God, that's the Tasmanian devil.
Then it starts raining blood. they're like, okay, it is raining blood. What is going on now? And you just hear this like screaming.
It's getting
we're getting stuck in every tree.
Louder.
Yeah. And there are like trees you didn't even know were there that we're getting snagged on. Birds have like hit us in the face, like feathers everywhere.
Not only is it raining blood, but birds are also falling from the sky.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the feathers, you're like, what is oh my God, a bald eagle, not our nation's bird. Yes, of course. And then they're like, well, where is she? Where is she? We heard the screaming stop. There's no one here.
You walk into the scene from the opposite direction from where all that ruckus was.
I ended up so far away. And then I come out of the woods covered in blood. And they're like, where's the instructor? And I'm like, what instructor? And I'm never the same after that.
Yeah, so let's not do that.
So that's how our difference got it. No, but I do think sometimes that I'm like, you know, the antidepressants would kick in. I saw this video the other day of this woman who she's like doing her hair and she takes a sip of her coffee and then it just like shatters in her hand and she's like silent and she just looks at it at the ground for like however long. She's like looking at it and she's like and she just cleans it up. And people are like, oh my God, like you stayed so calm. And that is low-key how I've been reacting to things like that. Like I'm just like, okay. Like I was actually hand washing a wine glass the other night and it shattered in my hand. I was just like, okay. And so that's how I know that like the meds are doing what they're supposed to do, because in another world,
right,
would have gone different.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Need to cut all that for liability reasons. I understand.
I'll talk to legal.
Okay.
We go to Emily's like, no one says anything about this to Allie. And then, oh wait, we already did that. Yes. Okay. Emily is drinking wine. And then Spencer's like, why don't you guys just flip a coin?
For a better, see who has better, do that. I don't know what I'm saying. And then Emily's like, I just don't feel like I have the right to ask questions about the baby. I'm like, this is going to be a fun pregnancy and parenthood. If this is already like how stressed you are, that you're like feeling like you're on this uneven footing. Maybe it's just, I don't know, not a good idea. But Emily's really mad someone did this to Emily. And Spencer's like, hey.
No, Emily's really mad someone did it to Allison.
Oh, to Allie. And then Spencer says, hey, they did it to you too. Which is.
Like, but differently.
Yeah. I mean, but they did. But it's also like, I don't know. I don't want to like compare their traumas, but Emily did kind of process her initial loss, you know?
Right. And I know that it's drudging it back all up, but like, I think.
And it is horrible. Like, it is violating. It is horrible. I just think.
There's just such a physical component to what's going on to Allie that I have a tough time.
Yeah, Emily, you can't just say, I want you to have the kid because I want to have a baby.
Yeah.
Well, then you might need to have a baby because Allie might not be ready to think about the like.
I'm going to have a baby.
Bodily trauma that Allie has been through in the last season.
Is that Kim Richards? I'm gonna have a baby.
I don't know.
No, I don't.
Did you see that I
want to travel.
Did you see that I put that picture of Kyle and Kim at the end of our photo dump with their both pointing? Wait, you have to go look. I used that picture at the end of our photo dump. It's the one where they're at the party with Brandy and Brandy's on crutches, and they hide her crutches, and they're like so mean. And they're like, "Why do you keep going to the bathroom, Kim?" And they're like, "Don't talk about my sister."
Brandy.
They
like,
hate each other. Kyle and Kim are like, "I fucking hate you" to each other, and then she's doing meth in the bathroom. And Kyle's like, "How dare you, Kim? Stop doing meth in the bathroom." Like they're like fighting with each other, but they're like, "Don't you say a word about my sister." And they're
Kyle,
both
like,
pointing at her.
Believes it. Kyle's like, okay, Kim, are you doing
Kim's
meth
like,
in the bathroom?
Kyl's like, I'm gonna have your back, but like right now, but we're gonna talk about this in the car. And we're gonna talk about the house too. Anyway, but I put that picture at the end because it's such a good one. Anyway.
So funny.
So Emily is also like, hey, I keep thinking about the Mary Drake letter. and like you could feel the pain and the regret coming off the page, and I don't ever want to write a letter like that. And it's like,
don't say that.
That's actually, can I say something crazy? That's not what would happen, Emily. She's like, I don't want to write a letter like that. No offense, but if Allie doesn't have this kid, you don't have to ever write a letter like that.
I also am like, that's so shitty to say to Spencer, because she's like, I don't want to be like your deadbeat mom.
Right.
Who's full of pain and regret.
She's like, and look at you. You're a fucking mess. Like, I don't want to do that to my kid. Yeah, exactly.
When I look at you, I see my future, Spencer, and I can't.
I can't handle that. I can't. God bless your mothers. God bless your mothers. Anyway, so then Spencer looks at the door, and Mary has taken the note.
So then we go to Lucas's loft, and Hannah finds that the comic is missing. And now we're going to the De Laurentiis dungeon, and Emily comes in and goes, Allie, I want you to have the baby.
And Allie's like, oh, okay, sure. Like, what? Emily walks in, she's like, Allie, I thought about it. I thought long and hard about my decision, and I want you to have my baby.
It's literally giving, like, when you're on vacation, and you guys all go to like take your showers after the beach, and you come into like the living room and you're like, okay, I decided like I want to go to Red's for dinner. Like that is how Emily.
How casually, yeah.
And it's just.
She's like, I want a chance to raise a child. It's like, okay, again, and you're like 24. Like you got so much time. I know that your eggs were taken. I don't remember if that was all of Emily's eggs. I don't remember.
I mean, she needed a lot of money, though.
But it's not to say that, like, and again, I'm not diminishing fertility struggles. I don't know what Emily's situation is, but I just feel like, is this actually your best chance? You know?
I think we're just, I don't know. It's giving, I want to be close to Allie for the rest of my life.
And Allie says, we don't even know who the father is, which I think is so crucial. The fact that we can even have a conversation without knowing this information.
When you guys know this many evil men.
I know. And
what
like,
if it's
think about
Knowles?
the gene pool that we're working with here. Yeah. Like, you do not fucking know. It's very scary. And you don't know if that person's going to come out of the woodwork later and make both of your lives a living hell and decide they want to be involved. Like, you just don't fucking know, you know?
Allie,
and it's 18 years.
Yeah. Allie says that and is like, you don't even know the father. And Emily goes, Allie, we know who it isn't. Okay, you guys know a lot of shitty men. And then she's like, just please think about it.
She goes, I don't want that person to win. And Allie goes, okay, that's not a good enough reason for me to have a baby. Like, okay.
We go to the brew, and Hannah's calling Spencer to be like, hey, it's missing. This is my favorite thing that Spencer does, and by that I mean my least favorite. She goes, what do you mean it's missing? Spencer, you will people know that we're like on a time crunch all the time. It's gone.
Like I said, it's missing. And Spencer goes, okay, just drink a decaf, go back to the loft, and wait for Emily.
Don't talk to Hannah like that. Miss Overcaffeinated. Fuck off right now.
So she has another note from Mary, and this one has a key, and so she's going to go somewhere. And then we get an epic Mona moment. And this episode, Mona walks up to Hannah at the brew, holds up an iPad in her face, and says, what is this? There's a real estate listing for your factory space. The contact is Lucas's office. So it looks like Lucas has listed Hannah's space for the business they went in on together, has listed it without telling her.
Mm-hmm. And Hannah's like, okay, I got to show you something. And then we go to the high school, and at first I thought we were going to see Emily, but no, it's Aria. Aria somehow deduced that she needed to go find locker 214.
I'm like, how the hell did she get to this answer? I will give it to her. That was smart.
And so she goes and she leaves the comic in there, and then she walks away and she like thinks better of it, and she's like,
well, she also hears a noise, and I was like, I don't know. There's a noise, and it's crazy because the noise, I guess, is like there's like a trap door in the back of this locker.
A is actually in the bottom row of lockers, hanging on the ceiling of the lockers like this, slid it, grabbed the comic, and then hung up the hoodie, and then back down. And it's just holding itself up like
itself. This. First thing I'm doing, though, is I'm like going to the classroom right behind the lockers. Right.
Which is exactly why A isn't in that classroom. A is under the lockers. Which is
exactly why A has created a maze of mirrors a la Phantom of the Opera, and that's where A is. Thanks.
Yes. So, Oh, and by the way, there's an A hoodie in there now, and Aria's like, "Oh my god!" And it's an extra, extra, extra small.
It fits me like actually
It
literally,
fits like
but
a glove.
I'll put it through the dryer. So
little
Mose and
big.
Emily, yeah, Mose and Emily are at the Radley. Emily's just like filling her in on everything, telling her all about the baby, and Mose
Paige like
gets up.
and Emily's like, "Where are you going? You uh I thought you were the only motherfucker in the city who could handle me." And Paige goes, "I'm going to get the next round. And probably the one after that."
And then Emily stands up, shakes her
she's
hair
a
out,
tip
and
of the
goes,
hat.
"I'm waiting for it, that green light, I want it." And we're like, okay. And then we're in the green light music video. Wait, do you think Margaret, is it Quayle or Quali?
Quali.
Everyone's saying Quayle, by the way. Do you think she
Well, they sound
hates Taylor
stupid.
Swift or no?
No.
Okay, pop apologist, you sound stupid according to Phoebe.
Yeah, they do. It's Quali. She was just on Good Hang.
Yeah, they just did a whole thing. But also, Margaret Qualley talks like this. She doesn't open her mouth at all, and it drives me insane.
She sounds like Mrs. Incredible.
Yeah, it drives me nuts. I can't stand it.
Wow.
But what, do you think there's any beef?
No.
You just think she was annoyed that they were asking her about Taylor during an interview that was supposed to be about her?
Yeah.
You know,
and also I think
it's
it's awkward because Jack's not working on this.
Well, I know. That's why people think there's beef.
No, but I'm just like, Taylor doesn't, like, I just think it's like, I would be annoyed getting asked
Also, like,
that question.
it's better for Jack to take a break from Taylor right now.
I agree.
It's not like she's hurting his career. Yeah, he needs to go work with other artists, and like, so she doesn't have the monopoly on him, but also
so people understand that he does other stuff.
Right, exactly.
But anyway, no, I don't think they do, and I think that frankly, again, just like saying Quayle sounds stupid. Where were we? Oh yeah, so they're gonna drink the night away, Emily and Paige. We go to Hannah is showing Mona the game in Allie's house, and Mona is it's love at first sight. It's absolute love at first sight. Mona starts like hugging it, like hearing its heartbeat, like really enamored with the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. She puts her ear up to the game, and she's like, Hannah's like, okay, Caleb already did all that. Like, my man's already handled that. And she's like, okay, Caleb might have been looking, but he didn't know what he was looking for. And I can feel that it's warm here where the batteries are. Hannah goes, ugh, batteries. I thought it ran on bitchiness. I had a Marin classic. And Mona's like, yeah, well, there are batteries here, but it's also like mechanical. And basically the deal is it was sealed when it was created. She does like some research later, but she's like, you have to finish this game before the batteries die. That is the only way to do this.
And she also says, I wish I could have built this. And she like goes to like reach down. She's like feeling the sides of it, and like a little like knife swipes out, and she goes, "Ooh!"
She's
touchy.
delighted. She's like, woo! She literally is like obsessed.
It's literally like someone like tickled her. And
I know.
she's like,
She's like, it's genius. She goes, oh, it's beautiful. Think about the mind that conceived something like this. She starts taking pictures. I was like, are these for her personal collection or for research? I don't care.
The same thing. So back at the Radley,
dude, this scene,
they're having scotch. It doesn't even look like an old fashioned. It looks like bourbon.
Yeah, they're having scotch for the most deranged conversation we've seen yet, where Emily's like, why can't we be a thruple? Just say yes.
Thank you. Paige is leaning back and she goes, well, looks like Iowa just got a new assistant coach.
And Emily's like, no. We can try and make this work. The three of us. The three of us.
Me, and Allie.
And Allie. Oh my God, it's like my dream come true. I'm like, can you imagine? I'm like, Emily, did you for 1 second think Allie or Mose was going to like buy into this?
Also, it's like if I'm Paige, I'm on my first flight to Des Moines right now. Like,
I'm like, why the fuck did I believe this would be different for 1 second? Like, I'm not a Mose apologist, but in this moment, I'm like, if I'm Paige, I'm like, God, you're never doing this to me again, Emily.
I liked some of what Paige said in this scene. She says, the first thing she says is like, after Emily goes, I have to see this through. Like, I have to do this. And Paige goes, of course you do. That's what makes you Emily. I thought that was really sweet. And it is like, yeah,
they share one last kiss, and like Mose stands.
I've said goodbye to you 3 times.
I'm not doing it again. Yeah, she's I won't do it again. So it is kind of that moment for Emily where it's like, okay, like you need, but it is just I just feel like Mose is low key just been Emily's like toy. Like she just like played fucking games with her for who's in the room. Ah!
Hello, Gil.
Hello, Gil. Hi, Gil.
And so was.
Sing to him. Sing. Sing. Sing to him.
Sing, mom. Sing, mom.
What the fuck? So Spencer's going into the Lost Woods Motel. Another question I had, same with Aria, just knowing that was the locker number. Like, how did...
Well, I think we didn't see the note that Mary
guess,
wrote.
yeah,
I'm sure
I
that
guess,
it was
yeah.
on there.
But
She's there and she's waiting for... She's going to be waiting for... to meet Mary, I guess. And I'm like, can we find a light? Can we,
well,
like,
it's a
look around
flashlight.
That's not good enough for me.
No, I mean, I'm just turning the light switch on, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's probably how I'm handling this one.
So at Ezra's loft, Aria comes home and she's like, hey, what's this?
There's
And
a
it's a
packed bag by the
suitcase.
door. And Ezra's writing a note. I'm like, you weren't even going to like face to face say bye. You weren't going to call her. You're writing a fucking note, you coward. So he's like, oh, sorry, Nicole's parents want me to go to Maine. He's like, okay, well, we're going to talk about that, you fucking weirdo. He's like, they need someone to talk to a doctor and they trust me. And Aria's like, so call the doctor. And he's like, oh, it's easier this way. She goes, oh, it's easier to just pack a bag and get on a plane and rent a car on the other side. Like, do you honestly believe that her parents can't handle it? And she says, what happens when we're married? And this I thought was crazy because I'm just trying to get through today. And it almost seemed like he was like, Aria, I don't know if we're fucking getting married. Like, I can't even think about that. I'm trying to get through right now. I don't know if we're getting married. Like, that's how it felt.
Yeah. He's being terrible to her in this scene. And
He's like, you're putting me in the middle. And she's like, no,
I love
you
when she
are
goes,
in the middle, but I did not put you there, which is a great line.
And he says to her, look, Aria, what Nicole went through is the worst
thing in the world.
And she
Not
came
that
back
it's
and
not.
her whole world was different. That's not fair. And she goes, none of this is fair.
No. And she's like, you actually have no idea what I've been going through, what I've sacrificed for you, what I've done for you. And it's like, yeah, has he even asked, like, so what's been up while I was just MIA? Like, what's going on with my fucking business? What's going on with my fish and my plants that I had you taking care of? You know what I mean? He doesn't even ask. And I do think it's like, obviously what Nicole went through is a horrible thing, probably one of the worst things in the world that you could go through. And we don't know the details, and I don't want to minimize that. But has Aria not also, like, to say that to somebody who has been through what Aria has been through
it, Ezra. So, like,
and some of the things that you've actually put her
it's
through,
just a little
Ezra,
insensitive. Like, it's just
deeply
a little
insensitive.
And she's like, you have an opportunity to make things better here, right now. And he still
goes,
leaves Gail.
Well, and what's crazy is it's all about him. He goes, well, this is about an opportunity for me to be able to look myself in the mirror. It's like, okay, more about you. It's not about, like, how can I help Nicole? How can I help Aria? How can I live with myself? That's what he's actually getting at. And it's like, okay, so just so we're all clear, the motives are selfish. Got it. And then he leaves. Well, she says, then stay and make things right here now. And instead of doing that, he leaves and slams the door.
We go to Allie's house, and this is the scariest scene of the entire show so far. Allie's sleeping on her couch, aerial shot. And then we have a shot as though it's POV, you're Allison. When you wake up and you're looking at the ceiling, Paige is standing over you.
Yes, Paige is standing over you and goes, I knocked. The door was open. You should watch that. Why are we giving this, like, random creepy moment for Mose
especially when they're actually about to have a really productive, kind of nice scene?
What really is the point of this? Because that is an incredibly weird thing for her to be
one
doing.
Commercial break,
if she's not actually being creepy,
for
this
one
makes
commercial
the whole thing
break,
weird.
the writers wanted the people to think,
us to be on
my gosh,
the edge
maybe
of our
Paige
seats.
is 80.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But also, this is the Gladys moment with Gladys.
When she's literally
weapons.
on the ceiling.
Guys, I actually can't stop thinking about Weapons and how much I liked it and how much I want to see it again. And I really do think, just like, gonna throw this out there, I think that trunk scene is one of the most effective scary movie scenes I've seen in a very long time. Like, it's so well done. Like, the way that, like, it's not, because it's not a jump scare, you know? It's like, you know what's coming, basically. And just the framing of it, like, just having...
you're so kind of confused because you think she's gonna kill
yeah,
her.
You're like, who exactly? It's like,
you don't
it
really
ends
know
up...
what. And then you're
so
like,
your
why
body
did
is, like, so fucking scared because you hear and you're assuming the worst. And then when that doesn't happen, it is such a...
Yeah, I want to see it
good
again,
fucking horror scene, I think. Like, anyway, I keep thinking about it. Like, it really is great. Anyway.
At the Lost Woods Resort, Spencer is waiting for Mary and Floozy comes in. And she's like, you followed me? And he's like, yeah. And I waited 58
He's like,
minutes
I'm
outside.
a freaking cop. I'm a cop. It's what I do. I'm a cop. It's what I do. I'm Detective Floozy. It's what I do. Did you like the Hamilton edit I sent you, by the way, with Jenny, Blair, and Serena?
Yes, that was
Guys,
so
who sent that
awesome.
to me? Anthony. Anthony goes, do you like this? And at first, so guys,
You find out it's
edit.
Anthony's Gossip Girl account. He's been making
He's been making them.
edits.
It's
When I
this
saw
edit.
this video. This was so Peyton coded. It was like my little sister just figured out how to use CapCut right as I go through my white
God.
coat ceremony, and it's like an edit of her sister on stage, like probably made in the seat of the auditorium, like walking across the stage to get her thing, and it's like University of Georgia School of Pharmacy ceremony. And it's like her like walking back and forth with her white coat, like
Oh my
so
God,
fucking
funny. I love it.
It's so Peyton coded to be like
So Peyton coded. My
with
girl.
her font on her phone.
She just had her first sleepover at someone else's house. I know. And like Kaylin sent us a picture and they were all in like matching PJs and she looked so happy. It was so cute. I know. It was adorable. But wait, well, I was just going to say something about
The edit.
oh, the edit. It's to the song If You Had to Choose, If
Election
You Had
of
to Choose,
1800.
Jefferson or Burr. It's that song. And they're showing it's Blair is Jefferson and Serena is Burr, and they keep like flashing to them, and then they show Jenny and they're like, the people are asking to hear my voice. And it's
Yeah,
Hamilton,
Jenny's
and
Hamilton.
it's Jenny, and I was like, oh, not Jenny. And then it goes, if you were to ask who I would promote, Jefferson has my vote.
Sentences no one in my bloodline has ever said before. Jenny Humphrey is Alexander Hamilton.
Absolutely. And then Jenny Humphrey chooses Jefferson, which is Blair Waldorf, because what does it say? Choice. Jefferson has
Burr
beliefs.
has none.
Burr has none. And like, if that ain't the truth, Blair has beliefs. Serena has none. Can't wait to get into it with you guys.
Gonna be good. So Spencer's Floozy comes in and he's like, Spence, the jig is basically up. Every theory leads back to you and your little friends. And by the way, did you know that Rollins actually ate at the bar or drank at the bar the same night that we did?
God, this
Spencer's
is
like,
so
no.
crazy. Like, what an insane.
Mostly,
Mess
Spencer,
up
you
for
better shut up for the
Spencer.
rest of the fucking series.
No, literally,
Because this is a
Spencer.
massive blunder.
This is perhaps the largest blunder, and the real bummer here is like right now nobody's looking at Hannah, but we all know you'll
It
throw
all
her under
falls
the
on her
fucking bus.
shoulders.
Like we all know she's the one who actually
And
slammed
she's
on
gonna
the
let you.
gas. Yeah,
She's gonna put herself there because she's gonna be like, okay, we're all gonna tell the truth together.
right, and she's gonna say, how can I protect the group if that means putting myself out there? I'll do it. That's just the type of bitch Hannah
But
is.
Spencer was so horned up that night. that
Absolutely.
she botched it.
She completely botched it. So she paid for her drinks and Floozy's drinks with his card, which we did.
But she
I
signed it.
predicted.
Spencer
Hastings. And Floozy has not only gotten the credit card statement, so he knows that like that card was used that night on the night that he allegedly died.
And it's the
Spencer
same
told
one that
him
then
she
got
was
the train
burying a
ticket.
body when she met him. But he's getting the paper receipts from the hotel too, so he's gonna see what name fucking signed that, and like that's
and
nail in her coffin.
let me guess, this mistake that Spencer made is gonna fall on Hannah's shoulders in more than one way because she's now gonna go to Hannah, I bet, and be like, "Hey, we need to get
into
your
the
mom's,
Radley
office."
Yeah,
so we
and
can
we're
find
gonna
the
do this
receipts.
whole thing again. So then Spencer's like, "So can I leave then?" And it's like, "Okay." And Spencer walks on. He goes, "I can't stop you," and she leaves.
Spencer's like, I mean, if we're not gonna like make use of the motel, then I'm probably just gonna get out of here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hit the road. So Allie is sitting with Mose in the house now, and all that creepy lead up was for naught because we are just having a nice conversation, and she's for some reason like saying goodbye to Allie and saying it's time for her to leave Rosewood and whatever. But she does say, "I need to know one thing before I go. Do you love Emily?" And Allie goes, "I'm the last person you should ask about love. I was terrible." Or Mose goes, "Well, you were kind of a terrible person." She goes, "I was terrible.
No,
Sometimes I still am. That's why you can't ask me that."
Paige says, right, you were kind of a terrible person. Sorry.
You did
A
terrible.
person who sometimes did terrible things.
Yeah, and Allie's like, no. Say how
I
it
was
is.
terrible.
I was terrible. Sometimes I still am. That's why you can't ask me that. Okay, I've been killing it. Like, but I have to make these crazy faces when I do it. It's the only way to generate the accurate noises. So Allie
she's
is like,
I don't want to tell the truth. People don't like the truth.
I mean,
It's
she is resisting
slippery.
it with everything
You can't
in her.
depend on it. And Paige goes, just try. Paige is all of us. So she's like, look, I can't leave Rosewood without knowing if there is something
like,
weird
what's
going on
up here? Is Emerson happening or not? Like, she's got to know. And so Allie finally says, well, I know how I feel when she looks at me. I never felt that with anyone before. It's like she sees who you really are. Maybe that's the scariest part. You look at her eyes, and you want to be worth the effort. You want to be the person she sees. Worthy of her. You want to be the person she sees. And Mo says, thanks for the water. Okay, I guess we're satisfied with that response. So yeah, I'd say Emerson's kind of happening.
And no, but Allie goes, I didn't answer your question. And Paige says, you didn't lie to me either. The old Allie may have, just to get me out the door.
And then the craziest line says, of all,
you're gonna have a beautiful baby.
It's
Emily's.
Mose, you don't know that.
It could be Lucas and Emily's.
It could be horrifying looking. We don't know what's coming out of there. We don't know who all's involved in the creation of this monster.
It could be like the baby from American Horror Story.
That's all I'm
House.
exactly what's going. It could be like freaking Renesmee. You ever seen Renesmee? You don't want to. If you haven't, you don't want to.
Literally.
Anyway.
So we go to Lucas's loft. Mona is explaining the game to Hannah and how it all works, and she's like, the thing has been sealed. So basically, like, when the game is over, the thing dies with the game. And
we have this
Hannah asks if like maybe it could have
moment
been made by Lucas, and she's like, no, but it's not computers. They're electronic components, but it's mechanical. It was lovingly homemade. There's poetry in that.
Yeah, she thinks it's so.
Suddenly we're watching
talking
Her.
about it like it's.
We're watching the movie Her.
Or is she talking about like it's like Alan Turing and the whatever? What is that? Enigma? What is it called? The Benedict Cumberbatch movie.
The
Turing.
Imitation Game?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's talking about it like it's like that. Anyway, Hannah, we have this amazing moment. She goes, okay, I need you to help me play this game and win. And Mona goes, why me? Hey, Mona, why do you think? Hey, Mona, are you really going to bore us with this fucking question?
We're waxing poetry about this thing.
Yeah, why do you think? Because you're obsessed. And she goes, because you're not afraid of it.
You can't ask me to do that.
Yeah. She goes, well, you're not afraid. And Mona goes, the reason I'm not afraid of it is because you don't see a little Mona at that starting line. And I'm like, Mona, admit it, you feel left out. Admit it, you're pissed to be excluded. And she goes, playing with people's lives like this, it's an addiction. You're not dealing with a healthy person. You're dealing with an addict. And then Hannah goes, so imagine how you'll feel when you beat it.
Hannah.
She literally hands her the bottle of liquor, basically, in this moment.
Absolutely. She's like, okay, and how good are you going to feel when you finish that and then never drink again?
Yeah, exactly. And after this, I will help you stay on the sober train. But for now, let's drink, bitch. Like, that's the vibe here.
So at the airport, we're seeing Ezra
Fucking
and his
crazy.
flight like looks delayed or canceled or whatever. And he sees Spencer at the airport having a fight with someone we can't see in this moment.
By the way, guys, this airport... The Pittsburgh International Airport is much larger than this, so must.
Philly.
Yeah, this can't be it. Or are they in Philly?
Well, they're from Rosewood.
Well, Rosewood's a fictional town, so.
Yeah, but it's closest to Philly.
Okay, but for this fall, we're claiming Rosewood as Pittsburgh.
I just want to be true to the show.
I don't care. Phoebe, when have we ever cared about that? Half of our show is like stuff we made up for fun.
But it's all true.
I guess. Okay, fine, I guess. All right, so we're at the airport. Spencer's the buzz cut boy.
And Ezra wasn't going to approach. And I'm like, why is Ezra acting weird? Like,
I know.
Why is Ezra like, I don't want to see
Because Ezra's like, honestly, I don't want to have a conversation with Spencer. I'm halfway out the door on these girls. I'm never going to see them again. I'm going to live with Nicole. Like, I'm out.
And Spencer goes, Ezra, come here. You've never met my almost brother-in-law.
My almost lover too, Ren Kingston.
Does a little wink.
Yeah. She's like, I'm just here to hang out with him during his layover from hell. It's like, that's not a thing people do, but okay. You had to go through security for that, Spence. Where's your boarding pass,
rich as can be.
Spence? And also, like, I'm pretty sure I just saw Spence. So she goes, hey, like, have a drink with us. And Ezra declines. And then she has to chase Ezra down.
Ezra's still being an asshole, like, the whole time.
Yeah, he is. That's just his new thing now, I guess. She goes, hey, I have to ask a favor. I haven't seen Ren since before Cece was killed. And, like, he helped her sneak into Radley. And I just wanted to see if he would remember anything. Can you just, like, keep this between us? Because I don't want Detective Fury to find out about this. And I guess Ezra agrees.
Mm-hmm. Back at Allie's house, Emily runs in. She's like, Allie, where are you?
She's like, Allie,
Allie's-
babe, where's the baby? How's the
Al-
baby? Oh, she puts her hands on Allie's tummy. Oh, thank God. Okay. Okay. She's kicking.
Allie's like, she's still just a couple cells. No legs yet.
Allie's like, don't touch me.
Emily's like, wait, then that is not normal what I'm feeling. What I'm
Allie's
feeling,
like, she's like, oh my
that's
God,
not
Allie.
kicking.
Allie, you're starving. Allie, you are starving. What is in there? Anyway, Allie's thought about
and
it.
Allie's like, fine, Emily. If this means you will stop fucking asking me, I'll have the baby.
She's like, fine. I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal. I'll just have the baby. And she's not sure if she can do it, but Emily is going to help her and they're going to do it together. And they have a big old hug on the floor moment.
At the loft, Ezra's loft, Aria is making coffee. She turns around. We see Ezra came home. And she's like, well, I guess you're going to have to get to sleep because your flight's still tomorrow, right?
Yeah, you're still out of here, right? Because I have plans for this place. I was ready for some alone time. And she's like, look, I'm sorry for what I said earlier. And then she's like, I'm sorry for how it came out, but I'm not really sorry for what I said. I'm just afraid of this all falling apart. And he's like, no, you know what? I fucking needed to hear that. And my flight wasn't canceled. I just didn't get on it. And then her phone starts ringing and she ignores it. But Aria, I thought I made it very clear. We don't send aid a voicemail.
And she'll pay for that.
I'm sure. And I'm sure she's not the only one.
At the barn, I'm like, okay, this is the moment. Spencer, you're like, okay, toxic. Okay, toxic much. Because Mary's note to Spencer, her final note is, you brought the police. I understand. Goodbye.
Spencer might as well take the wine bottle and smash it over her head.
Literally.
Yeah! She's like, why am I such a slut, Spencer? Stupid slut.
And then our A scene is just coding the Aria deepfake, I guess. Just doing some touch-ups, trying to make it look a little worse or better.
She has Aria say, I warned you over and over again. And A is, oh, and A changed to the face. When I call, you answer. I need you faithful and devoted or else. And she holds up Aria's folder and starts this insane maniacal laugh with the folder. And that is the end of the episode. Oh my God, what an ep. Things are getting crazy,
frozen.
guys. I can feel it. I can really feel it. All right, Phoebe, why don't you read us our synopsis for next
The
week?
synopsis for season 7, episode 16, The Glove That Rocked the Cradle. The liars close ranks to protect one of their own as Detective Fury closes in on uncovering what happened to Archer Dunhill. Also, Hannah struggles with the idea that Lucas might be connected to AD even in the face of additional evidence.
I didn't know that was the end of what you were reading. All right, guys, so that is next week. So as a reminder, we have this episode today. You've got 2 more weeks of your regularly scheduled recap. So you'll have episode 16 next week. You'll have episode 17 the following
Does
week.
it feel like
and
the
then,
end of the school year?
yeah, pretty much, yeah. And then we go into every other. So after episode 17, you'll get a punch bowl. Then we'll go back to 18. And that's how it's going to work until we get to the finale. And then even after the finale, there's more. Make sure you are tuned in for all the excitement on Labor Day. We have lots of fun things. Obviously, the Halloween merch. If you are going to sign up for a Caroline Ghost Tour, please let me know that you're coming. I want to make sure I bring enough of our special stickers to give you. And just so you all know, the October 4th one, Phoebe will be there. So if you want to meet us both, that would be a great time to come. Please leave us a 5-star review. It helps us out so much. Listen to our Patreon episode from this past week if you're missing a Big Brother episode or a Big Brother update on Tuesday's podcast. We talked all about the life of a showgirl on Tuesday. If you haven't listened to that, go check it out. It's a great conversation. We also talk a lot about weapons, which we touched on in this episode. And this upcoming weekend on Patreon for the Dream Rotation, we have a pretty little punch bowl. These punch bowls are different than the ones that are going to be going on streaming. So if you want all the possible punch bowls, you're going to want to join the Dream Rotation tier as well. And then next week on the Patreon, we will have a pilot recap. Let us know what you'd like to see. Hope you all had an amazing first week back to school. If you started this week, if you didn't start because you're not in school anymore, that fucking sucks. I feel your pain. Love you guys so much. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next week.
And
Splat.